Got it all out sitting here. Just got to install it in the car. Now it's time for the install of these parts. Yeah, boy. America. Alright, still trying to put these dang headers on, man. I thought it was going to be easy part was putting everything back on. Instead of taking everything off, which was usually the hard part, but this is ended up to be just as hard. I went ahead, I don't know if I already said it, but I went ahead and removed the starter. I took the little cover that goes on the motor mount brace right there. There's a metal cover that looks like this. This metal cover right here. I took that off. Gives me actually a lot more room that I need, surprisingly. And then up in here, if you can see right here, this area, I had to hammer it with a hammer. I was going to hammer the headers. That one, it was the end one, the long one. I was going to just hammer that down, but instead I said, forget it, this is going to be a thinner metal. I'll just hammer this with the big hammer a couple times. Tried it, didn't fit yet, but it's closer, and did it a couple more times and finally got it to where it'll sit up flush now up there. So that's perfect, that'll work. My only problem is it is touching this right here. You can see where it wiped it clean. It's touching right there. So I think I'm going to get some header wrap to wrap it. If not, I might pound it down a little bit right there. I just would rather not really pound the header down at all. I mean, it's not really that big of a deal, but it is a little bit that is going to notice. You know, and you're trying to get the best flow, so why would I want to ruin the purpose of getting long tube headers? So I'm trying not to bend them, damage them at all, but I might have to just because it's going to hit here. We'll see, because even the header wrap, it might eventually rub through it. So I don't know, and I'm trying to get enough room down from here so that when I'm driving and getting on the throttle, especially on the track, it's not banging and hitting on that, or it'll eventually make a hole in the header also. So that would be no good. I got to go out to eat with the family though. Everybody's going out. My sister's 50th birthday, so I'm going to go do that. Take a little break from the car, but my brother-in-law might come over to help me get these headers up and in. We'll see what time we get done with dinner and everything. Got to start work again tomorrow, so I was hoping to be farther along, but always running into problems, man. That's vehicles. You gotta be prepared. Nothing's easy. Okay, I got this header on for the most part. It's up in there. It's just missing one nut up in the corner. I can't get it yet. I'm gonna try to lower the motor down in a little bit and try to get it up there. All the studs are in now, and all but one of the nuts are on. They're just hand tight. I gotta go over it and retighten them up. I'm working on the other side. Got the motor mount off over there to get the dipstick tube out. Just letting it soak, trying to get it to loosen up. And then you have to get this off, which is called the EGR tube connector. I didn't know if I was going to be able to get it off. This is where the EGR connects to. That I already took it off when it was in the car. And I've been trying to get this one to break loose. Been spraying PB Blaster on it. Use this long bar as a breaker bar, trying to get it loose. Couldn't get it loose, so I just stuck this on there like so, and I was using, I can't get to sit there. Anyways, I was using this hammer, try to break it loose. I must have hit it 5-10 times with this one. I come over here with this 3-pound one, twice, broke it loose. So I just gotta finish taking this off, and then I'm gonna swap it onto the new header, so that way it's ready to bolt onto the EGR pipe. And then I can start bolting up the other side. Once that side gets all done, I'll come over and try to get this last nut on. Hopefully it'll work. And while I do that, I'm gonna let the GoPro charge because it's gonna die. Okay, so obviously I got the headers on all the way now, both of them. This side I had a split between the two sections. There's kind of, I mean it's all one, but the front two and the back two, there's a little gap. In that gap, I had to stick the steering shaft through that in order to be able to get it to fit. There was just no room on the outside of it, and I knew that, and I could kind of tell that there was that gap for that reason, so I did that. This side wasn't as bad as that side. I didn't have to hit anything with the hammer. But what I did have to do, I couldn't get the EGR to bolt up down there. So I came to right here. I know it's a little dark, hard to see, but this is where the EGR comes to, the pipe that goes down to the exhaust for the EGR. And I just loosened up here, and it gave me enough slack in the whole pipe to be able to bolt it up. So I bolted it up, then came back up here and tightened it back up again. But it's on and down there. It's hard to see without the light on. And then that's pretty much it for this side. Was just slipping over the shaft for the steering, and then connecting the steering, and I got the lines connected for the steering also, the fluid lines, and got the EGR bolted up. I took the other piece off of the old one and put it onto the new header. Just in case, for whatever reason, if you can't get your piece out from your stock exhaust manifold that's for the EGR tube, that piece is called the EGR tube connection or connector. I had to look it up because I was going to buy one until I realized it was at least $15 to $30 depending upon where I got it from. And I was able to break mine free. It just took a little bit of time and a 3-pound hammer. So just in case you didn't know what that part was called, I spent some time looking up just trying to figure out what that little piece was that was like 2 inches, and it's the EGR tube connector. So now since both headers are in, starting it up, everything seems pretty good. It's pretty loud, so I can't hear if there's exhaust leak on either side just because it is so loud. So now I got the car kind of jacked up, not all the way, but enough to get my butt up underneath there. And I'm going to go ahead and connect up the X pipe. 4 bolts up front, 4 bolts in the back. Got new hardware, and I'm going to go ahead right now and get the old O2 sensors off of the old pipes and install them and put the new pipes on. What's up, everyone? Got the X pipe set up in there. I went and test fit it yesterday. Didn't line up all the way. The back lined up, or was easier to line up because both pipes are free flowing for the most part. It's not connected to anything else besides some hangers. So you can adjust the back half of it where the mufflers are a little easier. The front half did not bolt up to the headers. I don't know if that's because the headers aren't really located exactly right or what. I would say that's not the issue because the headers bolt up flush to the block, and they are flush. So something wasn't right along the way. So what I did was I took the X pipe and I hooked it up to the back of the truck and hooked it up to the back of the lawnmower and just tugged on it a little bit just to try to spread it apart. I needed to get about 2 inches. I moved it about 1.5 inches apart, the top half of the X pipe where it connects to the headers, and I put it up and it fit pretty good. So I'm going to show you real quick what that looks like. The back hardware that I got for the X pipe did not have any bolts. Did not have any nuts. It had the bolts. So I had to make do with what I had. So there's 2 original in there from the old H pipe, and there's 2 new hardware that I just had laying around in the garage. Should work. The ones that came with the header, that was all complete and had everything, so that worked out just fine. Okay, so there's where it bolts up to the headers, and this is the part that I had to split, almost 2 inches wider. And then there's the back half where it connects. It is sitting a little low, so I'm going to try to see if I can adjust the back half of it and get it to sit up a little higher. This part is fine because it's almost even with the trans pan, so I'm not too worried about this part. But that part does sit pretty low, so we'll see. Try to maybe lift it up, loosen up the bolts, and tighten it back up again once I get lifted up a little bit. See if I can get the slack out of it and get it to stop dragging a little bit down there. Oh no, not too bad. I'm just going to keep an eye on the welds where the X part is of it and just make sure that they don't crack from me splitting the pipes apart a little bit. And then I went ahead, got all the O2 sensors all hooked up, and I took some zip ties and got the O2 sensor wires away from anything like the headers, the drive shaft for the back too. Just don't want them getting hot, or keep them from getting as hot, and you don't want them touching any moving parts like the drive shaft or something like that. So I got them all out of the way. It's pretty much good to go. I'm just going to try to adjust this side a little bit, the passenger side, because it is pretty close to the trans pan. So we'll see if I can get it. If not, we'll just cross our fingers that it doesn't rub a hole into the side of the trans pan. Guess that's what happens when you try to do it cheap. This is a cheap build, so hopefully we won't mess up anything. I might look into trying to get a little bit different of a trans pan. We'll see. Maybe next time I'll just spend more money and get name brand shit instead of eBay stuff, but whatever. This is a cheap project build. I'll get you some sound clips tomorrow. It's pretty late. It's almost 11 o'clock, so I'm not going to go out and drive around and start it up and stuff like that. So I'll see you tomorrow. What's up, everyone? I've been trying to finish this video. I've been trying to wait to get a nice day so I can take the car out, and it really hasn't been working for me. Last night I got off pretty late off work and the sun was already going down by the time I got home. And then today, after I got home, it started raining. So I don't want to take the car out, get it all dirty if it doesn't need to get dirty. If it wasn't raining and wet, it would have been a different story. So I'm just going to do the clips of the exhaust, how it sounds. And I'm going to just let it idle for a little bit and then I'll rev it up. It's going to be a cold start, so I'm going to let it idle for a minute. I want to take out for a drive and get some sound clips of me driving around, but maybe I'll make that into a different video. I will see if I have a partial video that I can throw into this video from my next video that I'll be working on. I went to the track. If you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you'll know that. And that's going to be my next video coming out, probably Friday or Saturday. We'll see. Let's start it up. Hasn't ran for I think a day, so I'm gonna let it idle for a minute and then I'll hop back in it and rev it up a little for you. Try not to be too loud. I don't want to piss my neighbors off. America. Smells so good. I was gonna go to like 3,000. I ended up going to 4,000 on that last stomp with the throttle. So there you have it. That's what the 4.6 sounds like with long tube headers, X pipe with no cats, and it has a pair of Flowmaster Super 40s on it, and it has a pair of Flowmaster 40s. And it has a pair of Flowmaster 40 series mufflers on it. If you like this video and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. I appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, check out some of my other videos. Till next time, peace.